All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we have Liam Brown, who is the Corporate Partnerships Manager for Knights Esports Group. Liam, how you doing?
Doing great, Tim. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. Thanks for coming on the show. And we like to jump right in. So if you could start with just telling us a little bit more about yourself,
Mm.
what you like to do for fun, that'd be great.
Yeah, sounds good. I've been a lifetime gamer since I was around 8 years old and really started to pull in a lot of that passion for gaming and tying in some of the things that I had learned in school when I was in college and university over at the University of Pittsburgh. And I found esports relatively late in the game. And I'm really a testament to someone who couldn't find their life path and their true passion very late in the game. And imagine the kind of stress that that put my parents under. Changed my major 3 times, changed my career 5 different times, and finally I was able to see that I had a true passion for esports and gaming and bringing people together amidst a really crazy times, which was during COVID. And this was like one of the first years that it was like COVID university, really. And in this virtual setting, people were still able to experience friendships, grow their friend groups, and be a part of a or even a varsity sports experience in a purely virtual environment. And seeing people break out of their shells in this space really inspired me to bring my passion to this space as a whole. So I found out that the city I was based in had an esports team, and after talking to them for a little bit, it was the most logical move that I could make after university because of all of the really cool things that this team and this organization in particular is doing to lead the esports and gaming space as a whole. And that's really where I wanted to divert my passion. And as far as a lot of the things that I like to do, I love to make content with my friends, and I love to I find a lot of enjoyment in bettering myself and helping to better like my friend group and in that way and again bringing people together. So those are some of the things that I like to do for fun.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So what games do you like the best? Do you have a type of game, genre?
yeah. Right. So I'm stuck between two different types of games. The kind of like third person, kind of gritty, like single player experience. So like Star Wars The Force Unleashed is something that I go to. It's an older game title. Either this or Vanquish for kind of like that shooter or kind of like gritty experience. Or they don't make these anymore, but the Telltale games. So like really it's a true choose your own adventure narrative where all of the endings are like completely different. And I really got turned on to this with Telltale's The Walking Dead. Um, and then I played the first one I played was Michonne's story because I was
Mm.
just like, oh, she's got a sword. That's so cool. So I went in and I played a little bit and those kinds of where I can kind of immerse myself in the story, or hack and slash from a third person perspective are probably my favorites. Then my second favorites got to be like the first person shooters. I'll play Call of Duty just for the campaign. I'm
Yeah,
one of those guys, one of those weirdos.
I got
Yeah, yeah.
That's really cool, man. That's really cool. And so, gaming, bringing people together, that's what you like to do for fun. You've been a gamer since you were 8, but you're also yoked. So, do you want to talk about that or do you want to just kind of slide past it?
No, we can. I mean, one thing that people are beginning to understand is one, at the professional level of esports, these are young athletes who are doing everything in their power to not only lengthen their career by developing healthy habits, but also increasing overall brain connectivity and like overall brain cognition. So they're going to be exercising, finding out what types of cardio work best for them, hiring dietitians to come on as full-time staff to make sure that their diet's in line, because then on when that's taken into account, the performance in game on the competitive scene skyrockets. And also on the flip side, at the grassroots level, I mean, I don't know if you've seen this, but in the content circles that I'm in, you know, gamers and lifters are watching the same anime, they're playing the same video games. Like I always gravitate towards Baki or Kengan Ashura or Dragon Ball Z, and there's all these people that want to look like the characters themselves and emulate those values that the main character. I mean, it's like Shonen Jump style, like main characters, like I want to be the strongest, I want to be the best, but then they want to emulate that in real life. And again, I'll say it. I'll say it until I'm like blue in the face, bringing people together and in the healthiest ways possible. With gaming, I'm able to make sure that people are experiencing friendships even in a virtual setting. And on the health and wellness side, I'm really able to influence other people in the most healthy way possible, right?
Yeah.
And of course, there's like the joke. It's just like, oh, my friends are so healthy. We just go to the gym all the time, and then they're like blasting 600 milligrams of caffeine and like blasting their eardrums with loud music. That's not obviously that's not the case, but from the fitness side, it's another way to bring people together in the healthiest way possible, and it's a really positive community when you get into it, So
Yeah.
that's probably all I got to say about that. And also, working out is fun, pushing yourself. That's about
Yeah.
it.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. And so you were the corporate partnerships manager for Knights Esports Group. Now, I'm not big on esports, but what I know, Knights Esports Group, like, are they as big as like Ninja's the only person that comes to mind for me?
Yeah. No, that's a fantastic question. So Ninja would be classified as a, sort of an influencer in this space, and he is a professional Fortnite player, and Fortnite is a single player game. So there are different esports organizations that have Fortnite players. Esports organizations as can also have teams in different team sports or different single player sports, and have multiple teams in multiple different gaming titles. So uh, the Knights Esports, we ourselves, we have a roster of 4 separate teams that compete in titles like Rainbow Six Siege, iRacing, Madden, and Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, right? And with that being said, that is our competitive team presence that we have. And then also a lot of these organizations will have influencers on the side that help to further their overall audience spread and audience segmentation and who they're able to appeal to, because those content creators, sure, they're not competing, but they're still relatively good at the game, and they're also these wild wacky personalities that people just love to be a part of. So in esports, you're going to have a bunch of different teams that are a part of a single organization, and that's probably the best way to put the competitive side. And then as far as like governing bodies, depending on who the gaming developer is, that is going to be the governing body for that specific league. So just like the NFL governs football, just like the NHL governs hockey, over here, like Riot Games governs League of Legends and also Valorant. They run the whole competitive scene there. Um, you know,
I
and
got you.
so on and so forth with
Hmm.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I see. I see. And so Knights Esports Group, you said you guys have 4 teams?
yeah, we have 4 teams, and one of the reasons that I call us like an esports group and not just an esports team is because we transcended just competitive presence, right? We have we're technically 3 companies looped into one, and that's one of the things that really sets us apart from other esports teams, is because on the first column we have the Knights, which is the 4 teams and the influencers on that wing. And then the second column is going to be Knights Arena. Every sports team has a home stadium where they host like a bunch like different events and talent. We have the same thing, only ours is entirely virtual. Our Knights Arena is hosted on Twitch, and we're one of the only esports organizations in the world to regularly run competitive events on our home stage for prizing at the blessings of the developers, right? So we're able to bring the professionals and the amateurs onto our stage and have them compete for money and still make sure that they're at the top of Valorant or Rocket League or Apex Legends and have bragging rights. And then also when with developer relationships, we're also running the entirety of the Valorant Challengers League for Riot Games. So Valorant is the most popular esport on the market right now. 5v5 first person shooter, fast paced gameplay with superpowers. And we're running the entire competitive scene for all of North America. So, we're an esports team, and we had to shrink our roster down to not include Valorant so that we could run Valorant. It'd be a little bit corrupt if we had a Valorant team and we were also running the competitive space.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of be like weird like that. So, and then on the third side, we are a tech company and a tech developer with the guys over at with some different software developers that allow us to code different technology into their overall experiences for the brand side. So we're the things that set us apart is just the things that we do, and actions speak louder than words, and we're really trying to facilitate the path to pro environment, bring people together, and make sure that everybody kind of has a level playing field in this space. um, and that's why I call us an esports organization as opposed to just an esports team.
Yeah,
you know
I got you.
yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to understand how the cash flow works.
Yeah, man. Of course. Yeah. So that's a really good question, and I get it all the time. So as far as the revenue model breakdown, we get paid by different developers, obviously, to be a part of the competitive scene in their gaming title, because at the end of the day, the competitive side of esports, or the competitive side for that specific gaming title, is going to be the marketing for that gaming title so that they can get more players at the end of the day. A lot of games will follow the freemium model. So, you can take part in the initial base experience, but if you want to be up at the pros level, you can start to engage in those microtransactions and things like that. Then on the flip side, we get paid in prizing money when we do win or place in these different competitions. And then on the third side is going to be sponsorships and partnerships, and that's kind of where I come in, and where we find brands that want to help elevate esports and gaming overall, and really take a stab at how we can bring the 18 to 35 high income, a very highly engaged audience group that we represent, to a brand in an authentic way, and bring solutions that this audience group truly needs, and don't just bring like large companies that want to just throw cash at the problem. And we really want to bring sponsorships and partnerships into the space that help to grow the space from an infrastructure standpoint, a talent standpoint. Um, and 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 that's where kind of the revenue model takes place. you know
Okay, so
yeah.
we got partnerships with, I'm guessing, bigger brands. Like, you're
Mhm.
trying to get like Coca-Cola type sponsorships, or are you trying to get like
No,
small medium business types?
we want it all. I mean, we've worked with small brands and we worked with larger brands on temporary and long-term campaigns. We worked with so most recently we did the gaming live stream for Wiz Khalifa and his Taylor Gang 2 weeks ago. I believe it was on a Wednesday, and we did like a full live stream. The Steelers, Pirates, and Wiz and his Taylor Gang, there are strategic partners. So they were the first ones to invest in us back in 2017, and we do stuff with them all the time. So we brought on a whiskey sponsor for that event. We brought on eyeglassware brands, and each of the brands that wanted to be a part of either these smaller activations with these events, or they want to be a part of like different social campaigns or influencers. We bring them in, and we assess their goals, and it's like, okay, this is how we can make it work in the best way that fits your goals. And that can happen with a smaller group that has possibly a smaller budget, or a larger group that wants to do a test and learn in this space, right? So I've penciled in campaigns with my team that are in the lower, like the like 5 figures, and then in the higher, in like the 7 figures. But it's all about the goals, and it's all about how we can make those seem more authentic to the audience. So yeah, it can be bigger or smaller. We just want them to be involved, really.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we got sponsorships,
Mhm.
we got prize money, and what was the third one?
And the third one was really the connections with the developers
Hmm,
themselves, so that we can compete in their games, and we're getting paid from the developers themselves.
I got you. I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
So like, who'd you mention? Riot for Valorant?
Yeah, Riot Games.
Okay, I see. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I got you.
Riot
Okay.
Games, I mean NetherRealm, for, and like Capcom for some of like those games. We compete in like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat as well.
Yeah.
So
Is there
yeah.
any e-gaming or esports? Yeah. I don't know why I said e-gaming. Is there any
You're
esports?
kind of showing your age there, Tim. E-gaming, huh? E-gaming, yeah, really?
Hey, wait, is e-gaming like, is it a thing?
No, it's esports. It's like when people say e-gaming or e-athletes, I'm just like, well,
I think
come around the other way.
I think I'm
Uh,
younger than you.
oh, wait, how old are you?
24.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm 25. But you're still, you're talking you're
I'm talking like
very
I'm 50, right?
very mature for your age. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I got you. Cool,
Yeah.
man. Is there any esports for like World of Warcraft or something like that?
Yeah, the competitive scene for World of Warcraft is still out there. Competitive scene for World of Warcraft and StarCraft, 2, Dota, those guys are still players in the space. The audience demographic it does skew a little bit older because these are people that got into the game and they've kind of just like stuck with it. So they tend to skew a little bit older. Valorant also skews a little bit older because that's porting over the audience from the CS:GO days, because Valorant is basically CS:GO with superpowers and more abilities, and like it ties in there. Rocket League is going to skew a little bit younger, right? It's a very, very family friendly title, you
Yeah,
know. Yeah, but World of Warcraft is still there. There's a lot of people who stream World of Warcraft still, like a
I
lot.
see.
Yeah, I never really got. I didn't get into too many Blizzard games, when I was now we're on the come up. I think the biggest MMORPG I probably was a part of was Star Wars: The Old Republic,
Mm.
which was a lot of fun. That was like my first real multiplayer experience. And my parents had always told me never to talk to strangers, so I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm just seeing a public chat, and I'm like, ugh,
Yeah,
why would I?
that's funny. That's so funny.
No,
Well, cool, man. So we've usually jump into motivation now, but it sounds like
yeah.
you really like bringing people together amidst crazy
That is,
times.
yeah, that is my motivation,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of got that earlier. Well, let's go ahead and jump into dreams and goals then, man. What's your vision for your career and your life?
I think my vision as far as in my career is to be one of the best connectors in the space and be the one person that specializes in telling the story for this ever-changing audience group in an authentic way, and I can take any campaign and really make it seem lucrative and make it perform with the resources that are given to me, with whatever organization that I'm representing. And one of the reasons that I chose the Knights is because I truly believe that this is a team I have the best reach for. This is the one team that's truly self-dependent. It has so much infrastructure built out in the back end so that it's truly self-sufficient. And we've got a really good team here. So I think that is truly my goal, to act as a connector and somebody who can tell the story and truly represent this let's face it, young industry
Yeah,
on the global scale. And obviously I got a lot of work to do there, but that's really the main goal of my career. And then as far as like the smaller goals, it's going to be like help my parents fix up the house and things like that,
yeah.
with income from this, right? So and then beach house and like a solar yacht. That could be pretty cool.
Beach house and solar yacht, huh?
Dude, a solar yacht, that's where it's at, man. You can just go and just go.
Are there currently solar yachts out there?
Yeah, dude, yeah, they're out there. Have you not seen these things? Dude,
No.
I'll send you I'll send you some stuff afterwards. They're so cool. That's where it's at. Either that or a small modular nuclear reactor yacht. That's still in testing. But small modular nuclear reactors, that's like definitely the future of from like the energy side.
I gotcha. I gotta get
Yeah.
out more.
Dude, I work from home. I work from home, and I'm blessed to live close to my gym. So I go between the gym, and like the Pirates and like the Steelers stadium. And then I like come back here. Well, our offices are in the same offices as the Steelers.
Oh,
So like we're down the hall. Yeah,
solid.
yeah. So yeah, no, it's fun because I remember there's this one time. This was like last year. We were doing Rib Fest, and this was the first time Rib Fest was at Heinz, which is now Acrisure Stadium, and it was Rib the Rib Fest at Acrisure Stadium, and we did a show match with our Madden players and some of the linebackers from the Steelers, and I didn't know they made clothes that big. I didn't. I'm just like seeing these, and also I didn't know that our gaming chairs that we had were able to support guys who were like 380 pounds of just muscle. And I'm just like looking at these chairs and like, I don't think that or the metal railing is going to stop him if he falls through, but it did. It saved him. So
Solid.
he lost the show match though. He did. He got smashed. He obviously doesn't know how to play as himself in the game, which imagine that, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
What a loser. No.
Well, awesome. So right now we got be one of the best connectors in the esports space and tell the story of this ever-changing audience in esports well, so that you
Yeah,
can.
and I think the one last passion is really to bring the health and wellness side with the health and wellness, industry and category, and bring that and esports and gaming together. And to truly disrupt that stereotype of like, oh well gamers are just like those Cheeto eating, unkept teens in their grandma's basement. And obviously I could like say more malicious things about that stereotype, but like, that's one that I truly want to like step away. Like I have a walking desk, which I'm not going to be on a walking desk for a podcast, but that's why I'm not standing right now. But I use my walking desk whenever I game. I'll do push-ups during a loading screen, and God, I play Skyrim, and you know how long the loading screens are there? Yeah,
Oh
it's a
my
lot. Plus,
god.
plus with console you can download mods now, but it still takes longer. So like it's tough.
Yeah.
I've experienced a lot of positive physical growth from playing Skyrim, and that's not something you hear all the time.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about Skyrim?
Oh man, I think how immersive you can make it.
Mm,
Because if you look at my mod loadout, it's all texture. It's better lighting, water physics, more grass and nature, and more creatures, and more NPCs to make it feel like a real thing.
yeah.
It still crashes. It still crashes with that stuff, but
Yeah.
I think that is like one of my favorite parts, and you can just truly just get lost in it. And that's one of the things. And I think it was one of like a last line of very, very immersive single player experiences before a lot of the microtransactions and repeated live multiplayer play. And um that's one of the reasons I enjoy it. Obviously we had like Red Dead Redemption 2,
Yeah.
some of the I don't know, some of the Far Cries. I mean, they really pushed the online competitive co-op, and there wasn't really a lot of open world games after Skyrim, really. Like, it's still, if you look at open world games now as like a single player, Skyrim is still in the top 5 of most of those listings that you'll find, even if they're updated in 2023 or and beyond, right? And GTA is still up there. God, don't even get me started on that. Talk about like releasing like literally the same game for like 10 years,
Yep.
and now they're putting out press releases for the next GTA, and they're like, you can have your own functioning backyard in this game, and I was like, dude, I guess. I mean, like, yeah, like, dude,
Yeah.
like, do you like? It's just like, and then the map is way bigger, and I'm just like, I mean, yeah, that's cool. It kind of took you 11. It's gonna take you 13 years to actually put this out. So
Yeah.
it's like
So funny.
it's like how long we waited for this Transformers movie. I still saw it, but still, like, the wait was way too long. That's
Yeah.
another one we haven't got. We haven't gotten a good Transformers game in a while. Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron were probably my OGs there. We have another one where you're fighting aliens, and they're like, well, we had to repair these old Transformers to help us fight this. And I'm like, this is not
Yeah.
a good
This
story.
ain't it.
I don't this no exactly as Tim said, this ain't it. Like, I can't I just come on, Hasbro. I'm going to BotCon in August, and I'm gonna complain. I'm going there just to complain.
I gotcha. You're
Yeah.
probably gonna roast me for this, but dude, I was such a bad Skyrim player. I would love doing that. What was that cheat?
Oh boy.
It was like the alchemy enchanting buff.
Oh, dude, no, I get it. Like, I get it. It's just not something that I ever wanted to do, because it's
Yeah.
just like, then I gotta go around and I gotta pick the dusty flower in the corner of the room, and then I gotta go to this city to get another one, and then I gotta wait this long for that one to respawn because it was technically growing from this pot in this inn or pub that I was just at. So then I got to go back, and yeah, no, but I completely get it. That's one of the ways that a lot of people just go in and just like, listen, I'm just gonna be invincible for like most of this quest line, and like, I completely understand. But you're horrible. You're a horrible person. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought it was so fun when I was like 13 or 14 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I did it again recently and I was doing it. I was like, I think I would enjoy just playing through the game actually.
You yeah, and they had was it the 10-year anniversary or 15-year anniversary or something crazy like
Yeah.
that, and you're able to download, like, there's more stuff. There's like goblins, and there's like survival mode, and now like all the DLCs just come with the game, so you
Yep.
can just play through all of it. And that's really cool. You can make your own house in it now. I haven't done that yet because my brother, he likes Minecraft. I don't really like Minecraft. Well, I understand it,
Yeah.
and I'm part of the generation that really brought it to fruition, really.
Hmm.
But I don't want to bring Minecraft into like Skyrim. Like, let's just keep it like this.
Yeah.
Just keep Minecraft as Minecraft. Um, you know, God forbid I try to play Roblox. I'm just kidding. I would never play Roblox. I'm not that. No, I'm not doing that.
I gotcha.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to watch Fortnite playthroughs if there's builds on. I'm just like, this is annoying. This is just annoying.
Really, you don't like the building?
Well, no, it's just because then it's not even okay.
Yeah.
Now your aim is in question. No, it's just build and build and build. And it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I
you
agree.
know.
I agree with that. The watching building on the pro level makes the game way less fun to watch, but
Dude.
I play with building because I suck.
Hey, there we go. Have you played as Optimus Prime yet?
I'm not, no.
Oh, yeah. It was so funny. So like Fortnite just is killing it just with
Yeah.
all of their skins and content. And when they had everyone was clowning them on May the 4th because they had a better May the 4th than Star Wars did. With because everyone's just like, I guess I'll play Battlefront, I guess, and
Yeah.
and you're just like kind of going through Battlefront 2, and it, like, look, Battlefront 2 is like better now, but it's just, with the launch that rocky, it still like stains the hearts and minds of a lot of fans. But then you go into Fortnite and you can do all this cool stuff.
Yep.
You can play as, like, you can like skeet around the map like Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, and
Uh-huh.
then use the Force while in midair, and then go in with lightsabers as a clone. And it's just like, what is going on? And now you can do the same thing as Optimus Prime, dude. Sign me. I'm just, yeah.
Yeah.
If I got one of those, I'll eat it right now live.
Yep.
I'll eat it
Yep.
right now.
I love it.
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, as far as like the whole sandbox experience, like that's really cool. It's just you have to play with so many, and like the learning curve. The
Yeah.
learning curve for a game like that, and the learning curve for like a lot of these games. We talk to our players about developing different skills in different games. Like in Apex or first-person shooters in general, movement is huge. Because if you can get the other person, but while you yourself are moving around and you're not getting hit, that's like critical. But then you pull up a game like Fortnite, where there's so many other skills to master, and it's an ever changing and ever evolving title. That's truly challenging. And you also just have such a cringy audience now.
Yeah.
So
You
it's
kind
like,
of do.
I've never been screamed at by a 13-year-old, but when I do, it'll be the day I play Fortnite more often.
Uh-huh. Yeah. For sure, man. Well, cool. I think we got your dreams and goals. Let's go ahead and jump into what are some skills that you feel like you need to develop to really take esports to the world and be one of the best connectors in the space?
I believe that one of mine is learning more about target industries that I want to bring into the space, to the same level as if I was truly passionate about those. Like, I want to learn more about them and learn about not only the biggest players in the space, but also rising actors, investment levels, different turnovers that certain players are having at their employee base, whether C-suite executives are porting over from different organizations and bringing in different resources and different skill sets and mindsets, whether this company's ad spend is rising amidst their ad spend is rising amidst like a loss in revenue, or while they are rising, they're still spending less than they did last year. I would like to be more in depth and plugged in to each of the industries that I want to bring into the space, because I believe that research, the devil's in the details, and especially when you're going in and just like me, you're trying to foresee and paint the picture and develop these campaigns that influence a larger group of people. So I think that learning better research skills is something like I'm happy with where they are now, but with the resources at my fingertips, I would like to better make use of I'm conducting the research. So I think that's the number one skill set I'd like. And also communication. I'm always trying to revise how I'm transferring the knowledge and the background of my industry to people, because again, let's face it, the people, the industry I represent is in its infancy. It really came into the mainstream recently, and
Yeah.
the groundwork was laid in like the late 90s and early 2000s, right? So I have to showcase the consistent growth. I have to showcase really who I represent, and I have to do so in terms that people understand. And when I'm in communication with uh, higher level people at each of these companies who have children or they have grandkids, and they need to understand this and have this put into terms that they truly understand, I'm always trying to revitalize and revise my approach to these people. So research skills and communication is two things that anybody needs to work on, but I truly really want to focus on, especially this year.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
I feel you. And so, what are the highest impact daily actions that will tick the needle forward towards your dreams and goals for you?
Waking up early.
Mm,
Because listen, I'm that is when I can wake up early and take part in my routine in the morning and get into the groove earlier. I'm able to perform higher quality work than I am when I don't enact that same routine, and I think that's the number one thing, and making sure that I focus on the things that I can control as opposed to worrying about the things I can't control, right? So I may be faced with questions in a meeting that I can't immediately answer, but focusing in on what I do know, providing the best answers I can at that point, and then immediately going back to my team and just being like, hey, I got stumped with this. And now I won't forget the answers that they give me for this question because I was stumped with that. So taking part in that morning routine so that I'm able to better wake up earlier, and focusing in on things that I can control, because I learned at an early age it's not really worth stressing over things that you can control and or needlessly stressing. There's a balance point where you can stress a tiny bit about certain things and you can better perform under pressure, because if you are able to better perform under pressure, you can consistently grow and grow. Again, no diamond is formed without pressure, that kind of thing. But
yeah,
you just gotta make sure there's that good balance that you have. So I think those two, it definitely helps me tick the needle.
I got you. I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And so, waking up early, hitting your routine,
Mm.
what is that routine entail for you? Is it like a workout? Is it meditation? Is it reading? Is it
Yeah, no, for me, that routine is going to be juicing in the morning. So with like vegetable juicing, I don't mean like, you know, but I just,
because he's
but
yoked, guys? He's
yeah,
yoked,
exactly. Yeah, I'm
but he's
25 and
natural.
yeah, I'm 25 and natty. Don't worry. But juicing in the mornings, working and getting in a light breakfast, and then going in and working out, and usually hitting like a larger body part with some smaller muscle groups, so the smaller accessories, and then going in from that, showering, and then putting on fresh clothes and going right into work, and getting in after that routine is probably the best bet. So as far as when I wake up, it's probably going to be around the 5:30 to 6:30 in that window of time, and then really really getting in the gym probably around like 6:45 or 7. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
solid. And how long do you work out for? Hour, 45 minutes.
It is it's a truly positive environment, so I like to be in there a little bit longer than some people, so I'll probably be in there 2 hours in like the morning, but I'll go multiple times a day. It really doesn't matter to me.
Really, you
Yeah.
go multiple times, more than two
Yeah.
times ever?
Yeah, and I would encourage anybody to break up their day with physical activity, whether it's going to the gym or not. Take that 20 minutes away from your desk and do burpees for 10 minutes and see how you feel. You know, you or I have a pair of dumbbells right here. that I always have, and every time I get up from my desk to like fill up my water bottle or to get food, like I'll do curls to failure and do delt raises to failure. It's of no negative consequence to me. It only adds to my day, and I would encourage anybody to do so. Don't laugh at me, Tim.
Bro, honestly, that's epic. I fully support it. I'm just like, it's so funny that you said it. When I get up, like I think I'm an extreme intense guy, but like when you get up doing curls, and what'd you say, delt raises?
Yeah, I like side laterals.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Not shrugs, so side laterals. I got you.
Well, no, this weight's too light to do shrugs. If you're curling and if you're curling and doing shrugs at the same weight, that you got to bring the weight up for shrugs
Yeah,
because
for sure.
the range of motion is only this, so it can only grow.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. So,
the
curls.
forearms, traps, calves. That's probably what everybody skips, and they're the most beneficial. They're the most beneficial. Traps. I mean, like forearms, it's how you can visually tell if someone's in short sleeves or they roll their sleeves up during like an executive meeting, if they take care of themselves or not. The traps make your suits fit better, and for women, it makes your dresses fit a lot better. There's a lot of runway models and stuff like that that want to have the overall proportions to the upper body so that it matches, and traps are a really good way to go. And calves, it's one of the final detail points to make sure that somebody is truly taking a look at their entire physicality and making sure that they truly care.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah. So if you're curling and doing shrugs with the same weight, there's a problem there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, but and plus I'm in Pittsburgh, and this city overall is really good for athletics because first off we have like 5 or 6 different universities in this area. Each of them have gyms or D2 or D3 or D1 level athletes, and there's a lot of different bodybuilding and powerlifting gym representation in this city. So
Yeah.
my habits a long time ago switched from let's go out to let's get a friend group together and go explore this new gym that these IFBB pros or these boxers used to there's a lot of really good MMA and boxing turf wars in this city. Actually, it's east
Really?
versus west around. Yeah, it's east versus west around here as far as like boxing rivalries. Yeah, it's on the I can't remember who's on the east, but I know on the west part of Pittsburgh it's Wolfpack, and those guys are intense. I knew a couple guys that would go there, and they got kicked out. So I'm just like, if you guys get kicked out, it's geez,
Yeah.
like you guys are crazy, So it is a very healthy and active city. The only thing bringing it down is like some of this crazy air quality we're experiencing right now, but yeah, this is a truly active city. So a lot of my habits outside of the office or even team building with guys that I work with. It's shifted to let's explore this and experience the betterment of the self in a healthy environment as opposed to let's get a beer every day after work. And I'm not knocking that. It's just that's not something that I vibe with all the time.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah, but and Pittsburgh's definitely a cocktail city. I've run whiskey tastings and tequila tastings in this city. Like I've worked in live events, and I'm a trained bartender. It's just like, it's just you can only hear so many people order uh a smoked old fashioned before you're like, all right, I want to leave. Like,
Yep.
God,
Ah, yeah. No,
yeah,
I feel you. That's cool.
yeah. And
Hey,
wait, Tim, where are you based out of?
Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay. So you have like all of like the hipsters and the tech hipsters and stuff like that there,
Yeah,
and
we do.
the music and whatnot, right?
The tech hipsters, live music every night of the week. You can find live music in multiple places.
So
Yeah.
much fun.
Yeah. I never go. I
Uh,
never. I'm not a true Austinite, as they would say.
isn't it like the least walkable city in like the world or something like that?
Least walkable city in the world.
Is it? Because I saw this TikTok the other day. And this is how you know it's bad, because I'm never on TikTok. And well, I saw an Instagram reel that was a TikTok, because I'm
Yeah.
an adult. Because and this guy was talking about his daily routine in Austin, and he's just driving to breakfast, and he has to drive to the gas station, he has to drive to his office, he has to drive to this thing. It's just like, gosh, like I can't imagine
I mean,
doing.
do you walk a lot of places? Like, can you walk
Oh
to your
yeah, I can walk everywhere that I'm near. I
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Now Pittsburgh has been voted the most walkable city in the country multiple times. So and also, like, because I've walked from my apartment to the Steelers offices, and it's only like 3 miles. So I just did that on like a Saturday, and I was just
Yeah.
like, I was like, this is cool, you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I can. Where I'm at, I can walk. Now, I'm from the country, so I'm used to not being able to walk around a lot. I'm from outside of Philadelphia in the Bucks County area, so they it's all country, it's all farms.
How
It's
far how far would you say is walking distance until it's like, ooh, I can't walk anymore?
That's true. That is very dependent on the squad that you're hanging out with, for sure.
Yeah.
If you're like me and you got flat feet, you got to make sure you're wearing the right shoes. I think probably if you're planning it for the whole hangout session, not just like two there, it's got to be like 6 miles is probably okay. Because then what you're doing is you're just averaging out. That's just like a festival, or that's just like Disney World.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Disney World's actually more, but like around like 6 miles is just probably the average, or that's right around where, you know.
I got
And
you.
look, man, I've been upping my cardio lately, because I'm trying to like look good for the Olympia that's in November. So I got a few months out, but walking has helped. Has
I
helped.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny because I feel like I
we're
could.
we're shifting to so many different
We are. We are. Hey
things. I'm
man,
okay with it. I'm
that's
here
a
for it.
podcast. That's a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know if Austin's the least walkable city. I will
Sure
say
about that?
I would never walk 3 miles somewhere. So in my head, it is very.
Oh, well, okay. I don't mean like, I gotta go to the grocery store. I'm gonna walk like 3 miles. I just mean like to an event or to like do something.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
mean
Okay.
like,
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah.
Hey, I'll meet you there. Okay, when are you gonna get here? I don't know. I gotta walk. Google Maps. It's a 15-minute walk. Dude, leave. Like,
Yeah.
what? Get an Uber like a normal person.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Well,
Oh
cool,
my
man.
god.
Let's get back on to the
No, yeah.
dreams and goals, skills, character traits. So, what character trait do you feel like you most need to develop right now to make this dream life come true?
I think consistency.
Mm,
I think that is something that, when I've been in these periods of consistency, I think I've truly been able to grow in the best ways. That's when I've had, the most high value meetings, or I've been able to experience such great stepping points in my career, or at different points in my life. And I think that consistency is one of the things that I'm going to work for, and that feeds into the other goal, the other traits and the other things that I was talking about with communication and with research, like the consistency of setting aside time to research specific things about each industry, or setting aside time to discuss with people that I work with, or higher ups that I work with, about how did I best represent myself, and what are things that I need to work on. And the consistency of looking into the self with how I can do better, and putting that into actionable steps. So that's definitely what character trait that I would like to develop more. Yeah.
mm, gotcha. And if there were one or two people you could meet right now, this could be a specific person or a type of person, and they'd really help you take that next step towards your dreams and goals. Who would they be, and how would they help you?
Hmm. I mean, from the innovation side, it's got to be Jeff Bezos.
Mhm.
Just because someone like that, who has consistently been able to stay ahead of the curve, and whether it's investing decisions, uh, decisions on what companies are going to acquire, uh, those kinds, it brought them to such a lucrative point, but it also brought him to such a point that transcends just books or just transcends each individual industry, and it changed everything. So meeting such a disruptive individual like that, and then person number two, perhaps Travis McKinnon, the guy who was the original CEO of Uber, someone who was so unrelenting in their quest for domination of and creation of. Another guy who was disruptive. He created the whole ride sharing industry, really, and he was someone who didn't give up even if there was different people standing in his way. And he did get, and to his degree, he did get kicked out of Uber, but now he's doing so many other like interesting things with his career, and he's still bringing that same intensity. I think that the intensity, creativity, and the ability to be someone who is just truly disruptive to and make waves, those are some of the characteristics that I strive for, and those are people that are just in like some of the people that I follow or aspire to emulate, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's looking at historical figures that were disruptive in their and in their battle strategy, like Alexander the Great. You had somebody that young leading those many people, and he led from the front. He didn't lead from the back, right? He had battle scars and broken ribs from all the times he engaged from the front. Um, Genghis Khan leading, constantly being able to keep your people moving and motivated to better defend and expand your territory. And there are things to be learned from these kinds of figures. And in the modern age, I feel like those two guys really emulate some of those characteristics in the business world. Obviously, we don't have like traveling warlords and stuff like that are like
Yeah.
have good PR teams. Now, I noticed they exist, but they don't have good PR teams.
Yeah.
But so we don't have
You're gonna get
a
my
lot of
podcast canceled.
no. we it's what is that movie, like Team America World Police, and they meet like Somalian pirates, and then he's just like
Uh-huh. Yeah.
he's like yeah, okay, we won't go further, I don't want to get canceled.
All
But
right.
but I think like Jeff Bezos and Travis from I think those are two people that really are people that I would like to meet and kind of emulate the positives and the best parts of their character and their overall skill set. I think those are for sure two people in that are alive.
Solid. What
Yeah.
Put on your Jeff Bezos and Travis McCallan hat. What would you do to disrupt the gaming industry right now if you had all the resources you needed at your disposal?
Oh, easy. I would start to run events and content directly through Discord and completely destroy the need uh for Kick and Twitch.
You think Discord could take over Twitch?
You can do all the same things on there, but you can make it so that you can make those communities invite only, and you can also make it so that they're truly interactive, and you can make it so that the fans can be a part of different groups, different communities within communities.
Yeah.
You can so yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Discord. But isn't Discord kind of glitchy and laggy? Like I feel like I tried to share screen some anime with a friend one time and I don't think it let me do that.
It is the most advanced and accessible metaverse experience that currently exists to the free market and to individual users on a free basis. Now, obviously, they have their Nitro account, and I experience some lag issues when we're on meetings. I mean, my company, like our full messaging platform, like we just exist on Discord,
Yeah.
and one of I've experienced lag on when like sometimes we're in meetings, and then like I'll leave and then I'll come back and it's fine. So yeah, I do understand that there's glitches, but this is we're talking about a social media network that is getting millions of users every week, and
Yeah.
it is the main reason, you can quote me on this, it is the main reason why Meta's metaverse project and Apple's Vision Pro are losing out on millions of dollars in virtual reality spend, because they have failed to realize that in the metaverse, it doesn't have to just be people that live in virtual reality headsets all the time. I don't know about you, but I don't live in AR or VR all day, every day of the week, or XR, extended reality. And the metaverse really starts on those simple groups that you create on your phone, and then it starts with, okay, let's make a chat. Okay, now you guys come to my server. I'm gonna go on right now. Okay, let's watch a couple of videos. I'm wrapping up work. Okay, I'm done. Do you guys want to stay on here and we can game together for a little bit? Okay, we're done gaming now with like different plugins available in Discord. We'll be able to, and this is something that I've already seen. But with the different modules that are available to Discord, you'll be able to influence your own reality through the usage of these plugins. Just like with just like how ChatGPT with their premium version, you can activate on different modules and plugins that ChatGPT can integrate with. Discord's the same way. And not to give away not to give away too much, but we're in discussions with people to make it so that Discord is able to alter the physical landscape as well and truly benefit people. So yeah, if I had the resources, and I would just rush that whole process now. I
Yeah.
would just do it now, because then I bring everything straight to you. I bring everything, and all of the options are straight at your fingertips. Truly, I can make it so that games can launch directly in Discord straight to the fans. I can make it so that content creators can start streaming, and they're right. All their fans are right there, and they're
Mhm.
live.
Yeah.
you know and it's not like Twitch, where it's kind of like Twitch acts as that third party. With Discord, it's more direct. you
Yeah.
know and that's that's where I take it. Hopefully this is one of the clips that you use, because then it's just like, boom, that's my mic drop moment.
Solid, man. Solid.
Yeah,
Well, cool, man. We're gonna jump to limiting beliefs. We got about 2 minutes left. We're gonna run through it real quick. You ready?
that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, first, we're gonna ask you one of the thriving three questions, and that is, what is one action step you can take right now or continue to take if you're already doing it to meet and work with Jeff Bezos or Travis McCallan?
I think that it's oh man, that's a tough one. I think that it's utilizing different professional resources that I have, such as, LinkedIn, or some of the other professional resources that we have as a company, to begin to penetrate those tech bubbles and those conversations that they exist in, and those groups that they are a part of, and help to elevate my company so that we're brought up to that same level, so that I'm standing at shoulder to shoulder with those guys, as opposed to just being from the bottom and like kind of crawling my way up there. I would rather raise up this company and those who I am a part of, and the team, through the usage of consistency, and focusing on those things that I can control, and actionable steps in that point, such as, writing down the things that I'm going to do and crossing them off, and then expanding that list when I'm finished with that one, and not just taking, oh, I'm done this, I'm going to take it off for the day, but you know keep going.
Yeah.
I think that's my verbose way of saying that's how I want to get to Jeff Bezos and Travis McKinnon.
Yeah.
That's probably the way. Yeah.
Cool, man. There's this in addition to accessing your professional resources and kind of getting up there as a company, there's this book out there called Giftology, and there's this method of reaching people who a dude on my podcast named Steve Bazagani said that he could get anybody to meet anybody based on this gifting strategy and this marketing campaign. And so it might be something you want to look at. I can send you that podcast episode.
Yeah,
Um,
please.
but yeah, it might be a cool way to meet Jeff or Travis. So
Yeah, I'm
perhaps.
yeah, I'll when I meet Travis, I'll try to lead with TK, because that's apparently the nickname he had when he worked at Uber. I don't know how that'll work, but we'll see.
Yeah.
He's doing crazy stuff now, dude. He's got a startup that's worth billions. He's doing stuff with like the Saudi sovereign wealth fund. Like he's consulting that. Yeah, he's consulting the Saudis and stuff. Oh yeah. He's doing
Bro,
all kinds of crazy
Saudis
stuff.
just have all the money.
Yeah,
They're so
hey,
stacked.
they're helping to grow the well, I mean, you've got all a bunch of rich guys who pull their money together to benefit all of them, so it's just going to grow and grow and grow, because they invest in everything.
Yeah.
And they take that investing mentality that old men have of, hey, just diversify your assets so you can invest in a little bit of everything. And they just take it to the nth degree. So they're, hey, like over in the Middle East, over in Saudi Arabia, over in Dubai. Like they're helping to grow esports on that side. Um, they also pretty much bought golf, like the
Yeah.
sport of golf. Like PGA merged with them. It kind of
Basically
sounded,
soccer too.
yeah. Oh yeah. That World Cup was crazy. People are like intense and stuff like that. That's insane. God.
Well, cool,
Uh,
man. Yeah, I think we'll just end it there. We're kind of at time, and I don't want to push you too much past the allotted
no,
time.
no, you're good. No, dude, you're good. You're good. I cleared my evening for this, so like I got you.
Oh, solid. All right, you got 4 more hours? No, I'm just
Yeah,
playing.
hey, dude.
No, I'm totally kidding. No, no, I'd have to split that into like 5 episodes.
Hey, I'm here
But
for it.
yeah, is there anything
As long as you
else?
tag me.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to chat about before we sign off?
I feel like we were able to dive into um, a lot of what I wanted to talk about. I think one thing I want to impress upon, perhaps you or your audience is that I'm representative of a huge culture shift in overall competitive entertainment, and that is shifting towards like digital and things digital and virtual and kind of telling the merit of your own worth through the character that you're able to represent on a virtual stand. I've met with influencers who play a character when they're streaming content, but they're a completely different person, but in real life. But
Yeah,
that character that they play has brought them to such levels and such great lengths of success. So I think that this is a space that I'm really towing the balance between what is in the digital realm and what is in the physical world that you need to pay attention to. And that's where like the health and wellness comes in, because from the physical side, if you're not taking care of how you're best able to represent yourself in the digital space, you're not going to be able to be a part of that new revolution, right? You can't really be part of the future if you can't even handle your past and you can't even change from your past. So I think, yeah, probably that's something that I can leave off on.
here we go. I think that's
Yeah.
another mic drop moment. So I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Liam, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah. Tim, thank you so much for having me, man.
Of course. And if you guys are listening to this and you loved what Liam had to say, make sure to check him out. All the links to do so will be down in the show. Where should they check you out?
You can check out knights.gg or any of our social medias are linked there. You'll see me in the videos that we've posted on like Instagram. I've done videos with our guys before. But you can also feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. That's just Liam Brown Knights, and you can just search that up on LinkedIn and you'll find me. I'm like the first person that shows up. And either on our website or on LinkedIn. And I'd love to hear from everybody. I'd love to make new connections and further bring people together as we've been talking about.
There we go. Well, check him out. His LinkedIn will be down in the show notes. The website will be down in the show notes. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you on the next one. And on that note, we're out.